foodie folks, and welcome back to the channel. This is Michael's Eats, and this is my third video. My first video was on chicken parm, link somewhere up here as well as down below. My second video was all about bacon. I love me some bacon. Also, link up here and somewhere down below. Today's video, garlic bread. Ooh, I love me some garlic bread. Fresh garlic, cheesy mozzarella cheese, toasted to the perfect crispness. Oh, I love garlic bread. Do me a favor, grab yourself a snack and a beverage and stand by for delicious garlickiness. I love it. Welcome back to Michael's Eats, folks. Today, garlic bread. Again, one of my favorite foods. I hope you see a theme by now, folks. So for all the foods I've been making on Michael's Eats are some of my favorite foods. Garlic bread starts with really good bread. I like bread with a little bit of a crust to it. I like the sesame seeds. Then of course, butter, because butter is, it just leaves me speechless. And of course, garlic. Lots and lots of fresh garlic. So, this could be a little intimidating if you don't know anything about garlic. If you just give a quick little, that'll start separating the cloves. By the way, this is a head of garlic. This is one garlic clove. Now, I've been known to look at recipes and it says add one garlic clove. Well, one garlic clove to me is never enough. I always triple it. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna melt some butter with some garlic and some fresh parsley. And we're gonna go ahead and make garlic butter. Now, I like to melt my butter. Some people make a compound butter, meaning they soften the butter and then they put all their add-ins in and then they spread it on the bread. I melt my butter and paint the bread with the goodness. All right, so let me show you how to clean up this garlic. It's really not that difficult. You take one head, take the back of your knife, smush it, and that'll make it easy to break down or break out the paper. Now this garlic clove is a little jacked up. We're not gonna use it. All right, so let's cut the end off this one. Then cut the end off this one. This is actually two, having a little affair or something. And then what we're gonna do is just take our knife, boop. That sort of breaks it up and makes it easy to take the skin or paper off, because you don't really want it in your garlic bread. All right, this one is already clean. All right, I'm gonna break down all this garlic, maybe some pretty cool music and fast motion, while you guys watch in amazement. All right, now let's crush the garlic. So, you need a garlic press. I'll put a link to this in the description below. This is my favorite garlic press. I think it's Amazon's #1 rated garlic press, but it's pretty simple. I'll show you why I like it in a second. First, we need a vessel to put said garlic in. Stand by. All right, foodie folks, we're gonna take our stick of butter. Now, butter is a funny thing. Actually, this garlic butter is a funny thing. If you don't use it all for garlic bread, you could put it in sauces, you could just dip bread in it, you could put it over pasta. There's so many other uses you could have for it. All right, so we're gonna melt this slowly, and while that's melting, I'm gonna crush up some garlic. Now here's why I like this garlic press. It's got this little extra piece here, right? So you put the garlic in there, then you crush it. Then you take the back of your knife, clean it off. And you continue to do that with the rest of your garlic until you are done. Now, you may be saying to yourself, but Mike, can I buy garlic already crushed or at least peeled? You certainly can. It's just not as fresh. And I find the pre-crushed garlic doesn't even have half the flavor as real garlic does. Real garlic, fresh garlic. That's just what I think. And I'm a fat guy who knows a little bit about food, so Trust me, don't trust me, do your own thing. It doesn't matter to me. I'm telling you what I do. All right. That's about all the garlic we're gonna get out of this. In this case, I'm gonna take whatever guts are left in here. Now, the one thing about this garlic press is you do have to pretty much wash it by hand before you put it in the dishwasher. If you were to put it in the dishwasher like this, or like this, or like this, this wouldn't come clean. All right, we're gonna let that melt. Stand by. Okay, foodie folks, we're done. We've added some fresh parsley to our garlic butter deliciousness. We have our nice bread. We're gonna cut it with a nice serrated knife. This is actually a Cutco knife. They're very expensive. It was a gift. I would never buy a knife like this. What's great about these knives though are they last forever. And actually if something happens to them, you can send them back to the company and they'll replace it, no questions asked. They also sharpen them free of charge. You can send it in or have a salesman come out and you gotta listen to a sales pitch and then he sharpens your knives for free. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut the bread on an angle like this because it looks nicer. Now, what do you guys call this? Some people call it the heel, some people call it the end, the butt. What do you call it? Leave a comment down below and let me know. I'm just gonna cut a few pieces. Usually I'd cut this whole loaf and my family would destroy it. We all love garlic bread. We got 4 pieces here, folks. And what I'm gonna do, move this over a little bit, put these a little bit more in the middle like that. And then I like to use a brush with silicone bristles. They're easier to clean and you don't get that, there's no chance of getting like a piece of hair, you know, in the in whatever you're brushing. Now I'll leave a link to one of these in the description below as well as that knife and anything else I use. If you guys want to click on it, go ahead. If you don't want to click on it, doesn't matter to me. All right, folks, here we go. We brush the butter and garlic deliciousness on. Then what I like to do is come back, make sure we get everything nice and covered, and then I come back and add garlic. Just hunks of garlic. Now you might be saying to yourself, but Mike, your breath's gonna stink. I don't care, it's delicious. This is definitely not something you wanna have on a first date, I'll tell you that. All right, folks, what we're gonna do with these is we're gonna put them in the oven. 375 for 8 to 10 minutes, just until they get a little color to them and the butter starts to soak in and get really, you know, yummy. And then we're gonna throw some cheese on there because there's nothing better than garlic bread with cheese. All right. While this is cooking though, without the mozzarella cheese, we're gonna add just a little bit of fresh Parmesan because fresh Parmesan is freaking delicious. All right, guys, stand by. Gonna throw them in the oven. When I get back, boom, it'll be ready to put the cheese on. Okay, foodie folks. While the garlic bread is getting all toasty in the oven, smells amazeballs, by the way. We're gonna cut some cheese for the bread. Now I use whole milk mozzarella cheese for the most part. When I melt cheese, it has a better meltiness to it. Might not get the same amount of color as part skim mozzarella, but that's okay. There's a workaround for that. So I'm going to take my nice sharp slicing knife. This is actually a knife I bought in Japan because I do go there a couple times a year for work and I like buying knives there. Anyway, so I put the cheese in the freezer for about half hour. Mozzarella is a typically soft cheese. It makes it more difficult to cut. So I will just put it in the freezer usually for about half hour or so. That hardens it up a little bit, makes it much easier to cut. So we have 4 pieces of garlic bread. We're going to cut 4 pieces of cheese. Now, to be honest, this might be too much cheese for the bread. Who am I kidding? There's no such thing as too much cheese, folks. All right, guys. Through the magic of videography and YouTube, the garlic bread is done in the oven for now. Let's take it out. Stand by. All right, foodie folks. It's a thing of frickin' beauty, I tell you that. All right, folks, let's put some cheese on it. Now we're gonna put it back in the oven at 375. And after about 10 minutes, when the cheese is all melty, we're gonna turn the top broiler on, and that's how we're gonna get some color on it. Now, I warn you, the top broiler gets really hot. It's very easy to burn things, so you have to keep an eye on it. Sometimes I actually even keep the door open so I can look, because it'll only take a minute or two for it to go from, oh my God, melty and brown and yummy to, crap, it's burnt. All right, guys? Stand by. Okay, foodie folks, it's literally 1 minute later, and I must try this because it looks so good. Oh, it's hot. Oh, God, it's so good. Hot. Oh. Other than burning my fingertips off. That's some good freaking garlic bread, people. Very simple, very easy, fresh ingredients, delicious. And you could have this as an appetizer. You could serve it with pasta or with chicken parm, which was my first video. You could serve it with regular pasta. You could serve it with anything. Steak, Brussels sprouts. I mean, you serve this with like an old shoe that stinks and you cut that with your ginsu knife and eat this, still good. All right, guys, that's enough. I'm gonna go eat this bread, go into a food coma and take a nap. Hope you guys liked it. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you leave a comment down below and a like, and you know, tell all your friends how cool I am. See ya.